I spent over 500 days in grocery stores in one of the most unhealthy states in America, and this is what I found in the average person's cart. Now, I spent 6 years in this state. It has one of the highest prevailing levels of stroke. It is the second highest state for obesity and diabetes and kidney disease, and also is very high also in heart disease. Now, what I started doing, spending most of my time in grocery stores with the company I used to work for over 2 years, I've been in grocery stores all day. I started assessing the carts and piecing together the most common items I saw in these carts, maybe attributing to why there's so many diseases and the disease rate is so high in this state. Here are the top 3 items I always almost saw. Number 3 was actually processed desserts or snacks like snack cakes, crackers. Now, these are loaded with carbohydrates, always high in sugar, high in dye and preservatives. I don't need to say much about that. You know those are terrible for you. The sugar, the carbs, the oils, everything adds to making your body and your blood toxic and putting too much work on your organs. The second most common food item I would see in people's carts is actually kind of shocking. It was pork. Now, I assume pork maybe just because it's a cheaper meat than other meats, but the problem with pork is that pigs will pretty much eat anything. They also don't sweat, and they're excessively high in sodium. They're able to hold on to parasites that will transfer into their meat even when you cook them, and they're loaded with toxins. Pigs don't eat grass, they don't like grass, which means they eat only grain or whatever other garbage they're fed, including they'll eat each other and their own poop. Now, omega-6 fatty acids in the grains are just a huge problem in America these days because we're supposed to have an even balance of omega-3 fatty acids and omega-6. But with all the grain-fed animals, we're getting so much more omega-6s. It's like a 10-to-1 ratio to the omega-3s, and it's a serious issue. That's why I recommend getting some sort of omega-3 and fish in your diet, not just relying on meat such as pork. And now the number one thing I would see in the average person's cart, sugary drinks. I'm talking juices, sodas, energy drinks, coffee drinks. Almost every single cart had one of these items, if not multiple versions of each. Now, the problem with sugar is that it has been proven it causes over 45 different awful things in the human body when you consume it. And the average American today, we're getting enough sugar just from fruit or our coffee in the morning. So having a beverage where it's loaded with grams of sugar that you can easily just chug back and get that fix. The problem is, if you were to have to scoop out that sugar in a powdered form, you'd probably throw up and feel sick with how much you have to consume. But it's so easy to get it in a drink form. And this is, I think, one of the biggest issues with the American diet is the accessibility and addiction to sugary drinks. If you could eliminate this, you would eliminate so much inflammation and pain in your body. So I highly recommend avoiding, at the most, very heavily sugared drinks. You're already gonna get it from your breads, your carbs, and other sources. So I hope this helps you. This is insider information. The top 3 things in one of the most unhealthy states consumed. It was processed foods, desserts and crackers, pork, and sugared beverages. Take my advice, keep your carts clean of these things and you will already be eating very healthy, very simple. Eliminate this from your diet. I appreciate you watching this.